Hello and welcome, beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's pick a card reading. First of all, I want to mention we've had some maintenance issues in our home. Had power go out in a huge winter storm not long ago, and then took forever to fix it. Had some pipes burst. Whole entire point is we're having a lot of work done on our house, so I am not in my normal office. I have moved my filming setup to another room, hence the semi-sunlight pouring in. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope it's not too distracting. But yeah, welcome. Today's pick a card reading is going to be something kind of cool. This is another reason there's a little bit of cat fur. Oh no. That's another reason why this was slightly delayed. This is going to be looking at what is this year, 2023, which reduces down numerologically to 7. So what is the year of 7 bringing to you guys? Now, I am going to do a little bit of an intro and kind of explain what this is about. You are welcome to stick around and listen to that if you do not want to. The timestamps for the piles below will be in the description box, for the piles will be in the description box below. Sorry. And so if that's what you are interested in doing, we have pile 1 with the orange calcite, this bad boy. We have pile 2 with the moonstone, or rainbow moonstone, excuse me. And then pile 3 with the dendrite agate. So like I said, you're welcome to skip the intro. You can head down to your selected option in the timestamps in the description box below. But this is an exciting topic. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the numerology of each year, right? So 2022, you know, it was 2 plus 2 plus 2 equaling 6. And so 6 is a number of balance, reciprocity, unconditional love, interpersonal harmony. And I think a lot of us had expectations that 2022 was going to be like simply a year regarding like not encapsulating all of those things. I'll say including, for lack of a better term. Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses while I talk. And for some reason, when I take them off, I'm like, oh, my eyes don't work, so my mouth shouldn't either. Okay, there we go. The glasses are back on. Hopefully that will return the speech efficacy. Anywho, a lot of us kind of had this idea of 2022 as bringing all of those things, right? But really what it's about is that's a year where there is a focus on interpersonal relationships, how we show up, what we accept from others, how we tend to pick partners, all this other good stuff, right? Meaning that was the focal point of the year, and I think a lot of people expected it to just be a lot of peace and love, and they were kind of unpleasantly surprised when 2022 was kind of a boot in the ass when it comes to your interpersonal relationships, right? Your emotions, all that good stuff. But really what it's about when it's the focus is kind of emphasizing those parts of your life. That's where the work is being done. That's where the experiences are. That's where the focal point is. And I think that's why a lot of people are surprised now when we're kind of just rounding the bend into 2023, that we're getting all these kind of collective messages about love, about union, about people returning, right? After we've kind of just gone through this little mini gauntlet here of things that are threatening to like destroy our belief in love and shit like that. I know you had a hard year, but you know, like I said, this was a year where that was the focal point. That was the focus, meaning blockages toward those things, right? Unhealthy habits, patterns, karmic cycles, karmic relationships, toxic cycles. All of these things were underlined, right? They were brought forth. All of those kind of deeply held wounds, the things that were actually standing in your way to, toward having healthy partnerships, healthy union, were addressed, or they were brought up to be addressed. And so that's a really key distinction that it's important to note. That's why a lot of people now are going to that's part of why people are going to be coming into union with like very serious soul partners this year, and I'd say probably in the next, like this year and next year as well, is because 2022 is really a year where we kind of like knock the foundations out. So things that were in the way, like when the long story short, too late, is like when you ask the universe for something, the universe wants to give you what you want, right? However, if we have blocks toward receiving the things we want, that's going to have to be addressed. It's like if you tell the universe, I want this thing over here and you're over here, the universe is going to try to bring you to it and it to you. But if there's a block right in the middle, that has to be knocked down first. That has to be, or you have to figure out a way around it. That has to be addressed. And the reason why I say all this is that I want to talk about this year, 2023, as an important kind of both continuation of 2022 when it comes to union and partnerships, as well as what it means for us individually. So reducing down to a 7. 7 is a very, very spiritual number. For me, when I think about 7 and I think about spirituality, it's a little bit more of being an individual. It's a little more of that kind of going within energy. Whereas like a 9 is a very spiritual number that has like a huge emphasis on unconditional universal love and community service. And I'm not saying like 7 can't involve that either. But I think on the heels of, a year of the 6 and then having 7, this is a time where we did a lot of exploring in interpersonal relationships, or we had a lot of insight about ourselves come up in interpersonal relationships, right? And so what I'm seeing between the interplay of 2022 and 2023, year of the 6 and year of the 7, when it comes to union, is that there's this better negotiation, balancing, and understanding of the relationship to others versus the relationship to self. It's very similar to that Libra Aries axis in astrology. Now, another thing I think this will bring, and this is another reason why spiritual partnerships are being brought into rapid union, is that this is going to be a year where a lot of us are getting very, very clear on our spiritual path forward, even if it's just the next phase. Some of us are going to be finding our life purpose. Some of us are going to be, starting spiritual businesses, right? Starting spiritual practices. We're going to be taking up a position of leadership. This also has to do with coming into union with your soul tribe, not just your soul partners, your soul tribe, the people you do your spiritual work with, really true reciprocal partnerships, right? And especially partnerships where there is a spiritual goal in common, right? And that's where you meet each other. And I think the distinction is that when you have these partnerships that are either primarily based off of, or where a very, very strong facet and component of them is based off of similar values, beliefs, and shared goals, that really helps to kind of strengthen the bond when trouble strikes. Is it necessary? No, of course not. But I think that's the difference between somebody who's an important part of your life for a temporary period of time, still significant, but temporary, versus the people who kind of they're big players in our lives, right? When we look back at our life journey, we're like, yeah, that was one of the main characters. And so this is going to be a year where many people are either coming into union with those partnerships or they're preparing. And what I mean when I say preparing is they're kind of doing an extension of that inner work that was brought forward from the shadows in 2022. And they're looking at this. This has a lot to do with who are you authentically? What are your values? What are your goals? What kind of people do you want to work with? What do you want to achieve and accomplish in this lifetime? What do you truly value? And in addition to the numerology of this year, I'm just taking a sip of my water. Hang on. Oh my God, it's so good. In addition to the numerology of this year, I think it's also really important to notice that there is also like a conjunction between the numerology and Saturn's transit. So Saturn has been in Aquarius for the last 3 years, and this is about many things, but if I had to kind of tie a big pretty bow on it and give it like the TLDR here, this has been a time where we've really been forced to reconcile with who we really are authentically, right? This is where the facade of because Aquarian energy is futuristic, it's very eccentric, it's very outside the box and very true to who it is. This is where we've had to kind of reconcile, where the facade of what we think we should want, who we think we should be, what we think we should be doing in the world is, altered or stripped away. It's restricted from us in order for us to, elicit from us who we really are, what it is we actually really want. I'm just realizing this is not centered. That's okay. I won't fuss with it, I promise. And so that's been a time where the last 3 years, as it's been, Saturn's been moving through Aquarius, a lot of us have been faced with challenges and restrictions that are specifically meant to bring forward that information, elicit that information, right? So the reason why this is important is because Saturn is now about to transit into Pisces in March, right? So Saturn in Pisces, I'm going to do a whole separate video about this because I could talk about this all day. This is like, it's like taking a bite out of a big old hefty sandwich. It's good stuff. There's a lot here. But the TLDR here is, Saturn being in Pisces is really going to be a time where we are going to be put in situations that make us look at our, where we are fooling ourselves, right? Our sense of illusion. It's going to look at where we're being realistic and where we're not. It's also going to be a time where we are going to be really, excuse my burp, I'm sorry. excuse me, we are really going to be forced to look at our relationship to spirituality and our relationship to power. So this is about a lot of things, but Piscean energy is very much, we are kind of in this transitional period of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, right? And so Piscean energy, and this is what we're seeing fading away, is very associated with a sublimation of power, particularly where there is spirituality and morality imparted, right? And part of what the purpose of that Piscean kind of 12th house energy is all about is to give us like a subversive kind of view of a power structure, right? And this is in order to claim our own personal power. You think about Pisces being the 12th house, it goes into Aries in the first house. This is the rebirth. Why, first house is house of the self. Why is this a rebirth energy? We're going from the first house to the last, the last house to the first house. And this is where we are regaining a sense of our own power, right? We are balancing our power and our trust with the divine, as well as our power and our trust in ourselves. So these are going to be some of the themes we can expect to be grappling with while Saturn is in Pisces for the next 3 years. Like I said, transits into Pisces in March in the next 3 years. Part of the reason why all this is important, and thank you for sticking with me if you have thus far, I know I have a point and I'll make it, is that this year, 2023, reducing down to year of the 7, this is going to be a time where we are still looking inward and examining our own patterns, our own programs, our own predispositions, right? The lens through which we view, yes, the world, but interpersonal relationships specifically, in order to come into healthier relationships, because many of us are going to be spending this year learning a lot about ourselves spiritually, right? We've learned a lot about ourselves emotionally and in a very kind of like earthly grounded sense. And we are going to be learning a lot about ourselves now spiritually. And coming into union with very solid spiritual partnerships of all kinds. This is romantic, this is soul tribe, this is business partners, collaborators. Because after this will be 2024, reducing down to year of the 8. This is a lot about manifestation, abundance, and source energy, right? So this is where we are coming together, right? We've kind of, we've gotten clarity on how we show up in partnerships. This is going to be a year where we're spending a good, healthy amount of time with ourselves, with spirit, with our higher selves. And also as a result, in juxtaposition with Saturn's movements, becoming more cognizant of our authentic selves, we're going to be coming into union and attracting people who resonate with our authentic selves. This is what it's all been leading up to, okay? So this is why it's so important, because I see a lot of people getting very frustrated about messages of soul tribe and union being like, I thought it was going to be last year and it didn't happen, and I totally understand that. But I think this is an important distinction to make. So the point of this pick a card is really looking at, how this is going to play out for you more specifically. If you're interested in this reading for yourself, it's not currently a standard fixture in my shop, but you are welcome to DM me and I'm happy to make you a custom reading answering this question for you individually. So with that, now that I've talked your pretty little ears off, let's get into the actual reading. So once again, we have group 1 with the orange calcite. I love her, she's so cute. Group 2 with the rainbow moonstone, and group 3 with the dendrite agate. So take your time if you need to. Meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. When you're ready, head down to the timestamps in the description box below. With that, I'm going to get started with group 1. Hi, group 1. Okay, I'm just taking a really quick sip of water. Oh my God, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. Okay, so out of all the groups, I wanted to comment, there's a little bit of like excited but nervous energy here. Out of all the groups, while I was shuffling all the cards, yours was the only, sorry, I was like, oh yeah, I haven't taken a full breath yet. Yours was the only group where I waffled back and forth a little bit before I would pick a card. So I didn't look at them. I don't look at your cards as much as I can help it. But I would be like, for example, if I would be like shuffling a deck, I'd be like, ooh, this one's for group 3. And then I put it in its correct pile. I'd get to your group and then I'd be like, oh, this one's for group 1. No, it's not this one. It's this one. There is a lot of like waffling back and forth. The bottom was the Page of Cups reverse. So again, there's like this, I feel like you guys are kind of, I don't think it's even on edge. That line between excitement and anxiety, they're very, very similar. Excuse my burp, I'm sorry, you guys. I got big breakfast, like hoppity breakfast. It was delicious, but now I got the burps. There is like this, it's like giddy, but I feel like it's kind of one of those things where you guys are excited, you feel a change coming. Some of you have been waiting for a long time for a change. And with this orange calcite, I think you have a very positive mindset about it. You're excited. I'm getting many of you are like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. But this is either something where it's such a big undertaking, it's so different than what you've done before, or you've been waiting so long. There's like a lot of anxiety, excitement, anticipation. There we go. There we go. That was like a really concise way of just summing up those three things. Excitement. Nice. So if you like it, you're going to use that one. Comment it down below. We'll start a new trend. Oh my God, you guys, I'm having a day. There's a lot of excitement about this new path ahead of you. There may also be, because of that, there may be like a little bit of back and forth when it comes to making a decision, right? I'm noticing too, because they keep showing me the image of the card that was at the bottom. She's got her beautiful little sitar. There's something here about singing your song. So it could be a creative project. What is this card? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, there's something where I feel like there's also a little bit of fear that something's not going to happen. We also have the King of Swords beneath that. And then the Fool beneath that. You might be waiting on word from somebody, possibly somebody older than you. We have air and water energy showing up. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But you may be kind of like waiting, or there's something here where there's almost like, with that Page of Cups and that King of Swords both reversed, there might be something where it's like you're struggling to trust your own discernment, especially with the Fool behind that, because it's like a totally brand new journey. But it's like, I'm almost picking up this energy of, you may have been very bound by like a sense of honor, as well as like a sense of like practicality and pragmatism in the past. And I think you've been working through that. You've been coming into terms with, your authentic self, right? Saturn's transits through Aquarius may have been very moving for you. There's something where it's like, can I really do this? Is it practical? Like it's questioning like, am I just seeing that this is a potential, this will be fruitful because I want it, or is it actually going to work for me? So I do sense like a little bit of hesitation. I wanted to kind of comment on that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, let's look at your cards. We have, yay, Peach Selenite 19, Universal Chakra with Insight. This reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1. Oh my God, perfect. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. I'm so excited because this is always what I think of with this card. I'll talk about it in a minute. Okay, sorry. Star family, I'm going to shit my pants. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm fine. We're fine here. Okay. Yes, Star Family, card 12, that reduces to a 6. I can do math, to a 3. We're just, welcome to Sinessa Spirited Tarot, where the words are made up and numbers don't matter. Okay, I got this. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. I'm fine now. Domestic harmony. I know exactly what this is about. You know, that's so funny too. So that's also another 10, 46, which reduces to a 1. Message in a bottle, 15, reducing to a 6. And then I'm gonna have to slide this over. No. The Luna Moth. Oh, I love that. I've become recently obsessed with Luna Moths. I don't know why. That's so funny. Maybe this is my pile. I don't pick a pile before I do these because I don't want to influence it with what's going on in my life. I always roll a dice for it afterward, or a die for it afterward. I have like a little tetrahedron die. So I wouldn't be surprised. As I was actually pulling the cards, just the way the decks were behaving for this pile, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was mine, but we'll see. So I'm going to actually read from the guidebook for Luna Moth because I am still learning this deck. I gotta take like a full breath. I get so excited that I forget to do it. I forget to like fully breathe. And I'm like, oh yeah, that oxygen is actually like really cool. We like that. All right, just going through. Oof, that card has boobies on it. Sorry. Okay, the Luna Moth. Look how beautiful she is too. This is on page 43, reducing to a 7. A Luna Moth lives only for a short time. Within that period, they mate, eat, and then die. Amen. Only to have their offspring carry on their legacy. Their unique coloring attracts much interest. Their wings appear to glow, and they have circles that look like moons on them. Some cultures associate the Luna moth with a symbol of transformation and change. Other cultures suggest the Luna moth represents a person's soul as it leaves a dead body. No matter where you're placed in the Luna moth's spiritual virtue, it is a stunning specimen of, oh God, Lepidoptera. Lepidoptera. There we go. That was hard for me to say. Sorry. The meaning here is it's time to transform bad habits into good ones. Take a healthy break from your obsessions to gain revelations. Okay, so this is wonderful. Okay. So first of all, you guys are connecting. I want to say this first and foremost. You guys are, see how she's looking out over the horizon? Like, it is beautiful. You guys are, so whenever I pull this card, let me see if you can see this actually. You see how, I almost tripped and fell. See how there's all these little people, right? Whenever I pull this card, you know, this is the universal chakra. So this is access to divine wisdom. This is being able to channel cosmic intelligence, cosmic wisdom very, very easily. Some of you are natural born channelers. Some of you are coming into that ability. It was interesting too, because I noticed when I put this deck back in the box, I looked at the bottom before I did, and the telepathy card was at the bottom. So I do feel like that is going to be a theme for a lot of us. But for you guys in particular, this is beautiful. So you're already connecting with this divine wisdom. And part of what this means for you guys, you're connecting with this divine wisdom for several reasons. One is to facilitate a transition. We have transformation here. We have a 10 and 10 here, right? And 10's reduced to a 1, implying that with 10 being the end of a cycle, a new beginning is always on its heels, right? So you guys are kind of, you might be seeing a lot of 10, 10, I'm getting 10, 11, 10, 01. You might be seeing a lot of 1000s or just repeating zeros as well. Is that you guys are all going to be, everybody who chose this group, you're going to be at different stages in this transition, but you're all in the middle of a transition, meaning a major cycle has wrapped up, a new one is about to begin for you. So you're connecting through your universal chakra to this divine cosmic wisdom. And part of what this means for you guys is you guys are calling out to your soul family, right? Peach selenite is a very high vibrational stone. You guys are calling out to your soul family. There's a lot of telepathy here. See, even with this image, we also have the whales and the dolphins, very telepathic kind of imagery. Those animals might be important for you. So you're calling out to your family, right? And with message in a bottle, this to me is very much like you feel this connection, this communication. Even if you can't really describe it, you can't put your finger on it. You know, you might find that you're having an expansion in your spiritual abilities. I actually am being called to pull a tarot card to clarify about this card. Yeah, exactly. That's like spirit guide messages. Holy shit. 8 of Wands. Yep. And then we have the Knight of Swords at the bottom in reverse. So this makes me feel like there's been a significant lack of movement. There's been a lack of actual, like, you know, talking, in-person communication. There may be something where it's like you feel like nothing is changing, nothing's moving. Some of you have recently become incredibly discontent where you are, right? Either with your friend group, with your community. Some of you are really looking to relocate. I see that here. And what it is, essentially, I'm not saying that you don't want to relocate or like find a different friend group just, you know, because, but you have been preparing to come into union with your soul tribe. And I'll get a little bit more of the reasons as to why, but this Peach Selenite card is all about being able to exchange telepathic communication with your soul tribe, as well as have better access to your spirit guides. Again, not saying you didn't before, but I feel like what you could do before is a fraction of what you can do now, and even more so of what you will be able to do. You guys need to know when you come into physical contact with your soul tribe, and I don't know why I'm feeling for many of you, this is you traveling to them, right? So either you move and you just like find a little niche in a community and instantly click. This could be where you are meeting a soul partner and they have a lot of like community around them, right? They've got like, you know, maybe a big family, or they have like this friend group and you just naturally like seamlessly fit right in, right? It's going to be different for everybody. But what's happening is you are being pulled toward your soul family. So when you come into contact with them, your psychic abilities are going to instantly increase. I'm hearing tenfold. So like, And part of the reason why is because what, like I said, what you're already experiencing, particularly when you meditate in the astral, is you're already connecting with them. And so something else I'm getting with this Eight of Wands, not only are you getting like telepathic information and messages and guidance from other people in your soul tribe, but it's almost like you guys have shared pooled spirit guides. And then by being kind of like this shared pooled energy, because look at how they're all sitting in a circle, right? It's like a wheel. And there's like this peach selenite at the hub. By having that, it's almost like you're getting access to little random bits and bobs of messages from your soul family's spirit guides as well, even the ones that are not like pooled spirit guides, right? Like shared spirit guides. You're almost getting access to that information as well because your soul family members have access to that information. So you're going to start getting a lot of downloads to the point where until you come into union with these people and kind of like figure out that you're all very similar on the same page, it might almost seem confusing, right? Because you might get conflicting messages. This is because you're intercepting other messages, right? So if you're like, for example, if you have people in your soul family who are already in the right location, they're just waiting for, you know, people to kind of relocate toward them. This might be where they're getting messages that they have soul tribe coming in, but they're getting the message to stay, right? So if you're very open with your channeling abilities, you might find that you get a lot of readings where it's telling you it's going to be time to move, but then you also get a handful of those saying, hang on, your soul family's making their way toward you, right? Inherently, you will know which one is right for you. And if you ask your spirit guides for signs, for guidance, they will help you with that. But just be aware that might be why there's a little bit of confusion, why you're getting mixed messages, because you're tapping into the spirit guide messages for your soul tribe members, like as well as your own. So just keep that in mind. And they are all confused as well. Like they're in a very similar boat right now. But this is like what this year is going to be all about for you. I do feel like July is going to be really important for this group. Excuse me. That might be when you're kind of coming into contact. With domestic harmony, you might be either, like I said, moving to a better location, moving to a better living situation. You know, if you already happen to live with some of these people and there's been some like maybe financial struggles, for example, you guys will be kind of weathering that storm. You're just going to be in a better living environment, a better living situation. And this is all centered around, yes, make it like if you hate where you're living, right? Yes, this is about answering your, you know, your requests, your prayers, your calling out to the universe for change and transformation. But this is also to bring you into union, right? There's something, especially if you've been asking for a change with your living situation for a really long time, you've been trying to manifest that and it's just not happening. It's because there are all these moving parts. It had to be the right time and you are finally there. So I want to get some cards about this message in a bottle and get more details. We also have a starfish on this bottle, as well as we have a pelican up here. Those might be important. But the starfish is all about regeneration. I feel like your spirit guides are going to be helping you, like giving you messages about next steps because you've just gone through this massive transformation. Yeah, tower reversed at the bottom. Your guides are going to be helping you. They're not trying to pull the rug out from under you. They're going to be helping you every single step of the way with this regeneration and regrowth process. But let me just see what this is about. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Wow. The King of Pentacles. The Star reversed. And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. Aquarius here. Yeah. And cards here. Oh, there. Okay. Whenever I see the Page of one suit and then the King or Queen of the same suit, to me, that's a parent-child relationship. A lot of you have been doing a lot of work around inner child healing, particularly when it comes to, sorry if you can hear the water running through the pipes. It's very loud in this room, sorry. But particularly when it comes to the relationship with a masculine energy, right? This is somebody with the King of Pentacles, regardless of this person's gender. This is somebody who's very stable, who's very grounded, who's very, can be very traditional, especially with this Ten of Pentacles here. But we have the Page reversed, right? And the Star reversed. And this is why, because the Star can be about, with that Aquarian energy, it's wishes, right? It's your spiritual community. It's your sense of like, it's your sense of authenticity and belonging as your authentic self, but it's also healing. And look at all the water here, right? All the emotions. Your emotions are freely flowing, and it's a gift. It's a blessing. I think it's interesting. I was commenting on the starfish, and then we have the star. A lot of you are like, you're very high vibrational, very spiritual. You might identify as like an empath, starseed, light worker, however it is you identify. And I think this has made it hard because, especially if your family is very traditional or holds very traditional values, I feel like this was kind of impressed on you, right? And this person, whoever this King of Pentacles is, I think has good intentions, but I think it's like you guys don't speak the same love languages. This person may have been, I'm not getting like a really stern energy. I'm just getting very like set in their ways, right? Like you do this, then you do this, then you do this. That's how you live a good life. And they can't really tolerate anything off the beaten path, anything non-traditional. There's very much like, this is how we do things. This is how we've always done things. There's a dog here, and it's like way in the background. Normally in this card, in the traditional deck, there's 2 dogs right in the foreground. It's way back here. Dogs always represent loyalty, and with the big tree there right behind it, it's like this person's very loyal to how things have always been done. I'm feeling like a sense of survival, right? So like, let's say, you know, your family had to really financially scrap and struggle, you know, 3 generations back. This is something where even if this person grew up comfortably or grew up with stability, they still have that same mentality and that mindset from their parents. And I think that they brought that into your family. And there's something here where, because you want to do something different, it's like you didn't want to water the family gardens. You wanted to do your own thing. I think there's something where this period of time where you've been detaching, and you might live with this person or with domestic harmony, that might be part of the squabble here, part of the fighting. I do feel like you're going to be making peace with this person this year. I think you guys are going to be coming to an understanding. With the message in a bottle and the phone in the bottle, though, I don't know if there will be communication directly about it, right? 15 in the tarot is the Devil card, and so this may have been a very karmic cycle. Or Saturn's movements, because, you know, devil energy is Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. Saturn's transits through Aquarius may have really brought this to light, where you're like, I feel like you guys have kind of come to this understanding that you're different people. And I'm almost getting the sense that this person's going to kind of, like, you're not going to talk about it. You're just going to kind of gently let each other go, right? This could have been somebody with the 10 of Pentacles. If it's not family, this is somebody who is foundational to you, right? Or this is a part of your life that is foundational. It's like the expectation is that you start at this page of Pentacles and you're going to turn into the King, right? And that didn't happen here. And I think there's this recognition. And the thing is, if this is like another person, this person actually really respects you for doing what you feel is right. They can't argue with it. They see what I'm hearing is like your conviction, your devotion to your path, and they can't fault you for it, just because it's like you guys are the same but just in different directions, if that makes sense. So I do see there's going to be an understanding reached, you know. And again, with the starfish and the regeneration, you're starting in a completely new cycle, and there's a recognition of like, okay, I have to let them go live their own life, or like, okay, I guess we're different people. And it's this very energetic release that's going to bring in more harmony, but that's also going to free up your energy to, it's like almost like a slingshot, right? It's like pulling it back and then we let it go. And this is what's going to allow you the momentum to move toward these people. So this person may not have let you go yet. You could still be struggling with this person. This is like trying to explain yourself, trying to get them to see your point of view, trying to get them to understand. And so this year is really going to be a time where you guys are going to come to some kind of common understanding, right? Where this person's going to let you go in peace, let you go with love, to go do whatever it is you need to do, even if it doesn't like require relocating. Let's say this is like, you know, maybe a job that you've been at for a while, and this is your boss. Your boss is accepting if you're like, hey, you know, this has been great working for you, but I just realized this is not the field for me, or I just realized I need to go do something else with my life. There's something here where like this person's accepting your request. It's not even a request. I'm hearing proposal. They're like accepting your proposal of like, I need to go do this. I need to go in this direction. And they're understanding, and they're saying, okay, I understand. I'll let you go. Because deep down, they know that you guys aren't soul family. You guys might have karmic contracts. You guys might, you might be soul family, but like wherever they are, whatever kingdom they rule, whether it's family, a business, that's not your kingdom. That's not where you're meant to be. That's not where you're meant to live. And they know that, right? This is very much square peg in a round hole kind of a thing. They're like, no, this isn't your place, and we know that. But they love you, and I think they value you very much. That's why they've been trying to hold on to you. But they realize that that's not helping anything. I think that's why, especially if they've been giving you trouble during this transformation process, because with the Luna Moth here, you've been following your intuition. And so this might not have made very much sense to this person, especially if they're very practical, very based in the tangible. They don't understand. And they're starting to see it now as like, okay, I might not fully get it, but I see that this person needs to go. I see that this needs to change. I get it. So that's going to be really exciting. Now I want to get more information about star family and soul family. So again, this is your tribe. You guys are coming in a union. But I kind of want to just get more details about it because I'm so excited for you. Okay, the Queen of Swords reversed. A lot of you have been on this process of like emotionally healing with the doves finding peace and like opening up a little bit more. That's another thing that's calling these people in, is that you're having this like heart awakening, heart opening process. So let's see. 9 of Cups, and look at all those people. This usually only shows one person, but in this one we have one gigantic cup, and it's like watering all these people. Oh my God, I love it. The Tower reversed, exactly. You've been doing the work. The 2 of Pentacles reversed, yup. And yeah, exactly. This is kind of piggybacking on our old message. Let me take a sip of my water. Yes. Yeah. So in a nutshell, you were kind of caught between these two versions of yourself, right? What you had maybe grown up with and what you were developing into, the, practical and the spiritual, the life that was handed to you, and then what is authentic to you. And you had to make the decisions to restructure your life in order to support who, what path you wanted to take, who you wanted to be. Right? Because I think there was security in the path that was handed to you, but not authenticity. And many of you, either you're still in the process of making this decision or like clearing out these things out of your life, or you've already done this. You chose yourself, or you're in the process of choosing yourself, your authentic self. And because you're restructuring your entire world to fit your authentic self, your authentic people are like, they are, like I said, either you're racing toward them, excuse my burp, or they are racing toward you. Aries or Scorpio season, because this is Mars, might be significant here. But yeah, this is in a nutshell. You are getting like your soul tribe to share your wins with. It's going to be very exciting. I love that for you. This is such a beautiful, like, synchronistic message. So, I think this pretty much kind of sums it up. I want to know kind of like the purpose, why you guys are being brought together, right? Because soul tribe is so we're not, we're not alone, but okay, I will take this one. But it's also for purpose. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed here. Some of you I'm getting are going to be starting like off-grid communities. There's like a huge focus on environmentalism, or like sustainable agriculture, permaculture as well. Oh no, the little star. So we have, there it is, the Queen of Swords reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, and look at all that wheat here. And then the 9 of Wands. Okay, so part of what you guys are going to be doing in terms of like a soul group, like what your purpose is all together, I feel like for you guys, you're going to be creating this safe haven, right? This group, like I said, there's like commune energy, community, shared wins, right? Look at all this abundance we see here. And this is really going to be based around helping people who have been in the struggle for a long time, particularly very spiritually adept people who have been in the struggle, who are kind of spiritual warrior energy, who are here for a mission, and who are getting very, like, maybe they're kind of outcast elsewhere, or they're getting tired, right? They're getting drained. This is like, you guys are going to be creating a place, whether it's like a physical location or like a community, a group for weary cosmic travelers, right? Where they can let their guard down. They can just, okay. Because the 9 of Wands is that wounded warrior, and she has a torch, but it looks kind of like she's like saging everything. And with the Knight of Pentacles, this is, somebody who's taking their time. It's a long journey, but one toward a lot of stability, right? So this is like other travelers, other spiritual spiritual folks who are on their journey and who become tired, right? Who have gotten caught up in this 3D world or get stuck in the rat race, or they've been doing their spiritual work, they've been doing their healing journey, but they're exhausted emotionally and spiritually. You guys will be creating a community and a safe space meant to support people like that. I went to like rock it like a baby. Meant to support people who are on that part of their journey. Some of you are going to, some people in your soul tribe are going to be life coaches that help with that. There may like literally be a, physical location, like I said, a commune, or you start like a nonprofit or something to that effect. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Some of you will, with the Queen of Swords, be making content, be writing books about your experiences. I don't know, I'm getting refugee. So some of you are going to be with your soul tribe. You're going to be setting up organizations to help people who are refugees. And help people find, it's essentially to help people find either like literally tangibly, politically, energetically, emotionally, a safe haven on their journey, right? It's like a safe waypoint. And that's a lot of what you're going to do, in addition to being a safe space for one another to create this community that will be very, very long lasting. So I love that. This is going to be such a beautiful year. Again, I'm really picking up like maybe Aries or Scorpio season because we had that tower energy. I'm also picking up July as a very important month for you guys. So I think that's everything I have for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for help with your specific situation, please don't hesitate to check out my shop link in the description box below and DM for a custom reading. With that, I'm going to move on to group 2. It has been an honor, a joy, and a delight. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 2. Okay. Immediately when I'm tuning into your energy, I feel tired but good. Like when you had a lot to do or you had like a deadline, you ran a marathon and you finished it on time. And there's kind of like this energy of being exhausted but happy, satiated. It's like, I did it. So 2022 may have kicked your asses into another dimension, but you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I feel like. Or if you're not, you will be very soon. There's just this energy of like, whew, I did it. Some of you, you accomplished a lot in 2022, or there's something where you had to get it, you had to get to a certain point on your journey by like the end of the year. Or the beginning of this year, like the first month or two, and you're reaching that goal. And so there's like this energy that, okay, now everything else can relax in the pace. It's like, I had to get to this point and then, whew, okay, I made it. And this could be very literal with something in your life or like a spiritual accomplishment, right? You've reached a goal, you've leveled up, you've ascended, right? You've integrated something into your soul's wisdom. It's something where like, there's just this huge relief. And so, even if you're not aware of exactly how this is playing out, like a good indicator that this is happening is like if you've been feeling really stressed, you've been feeling rushed for time, you've been feeling like, I gotta do something, I gotta, right, like that tension. And then one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I just feel like great. I just took a spiritual Valium pretty much. That's a good indication that you've been doing that work. A lot of you may be working in the astral as well to try to get something done, to try to work something out, try to, switch into a certain timeline, like you're trying to do something like that. And like I said, you've either recently accomplished this goal or you very soon will be. And so there's this energy of like, phew, okay, I did it. I did it. I got it. I done it. I can like take a breath out. And with the rainbow moonstone as well, this to me is like you accomplished this because, and this was no easy feat too, right? Like this isn't really a meaning of rainbow moonstone, but it's, moonstone's really good for, increasing your intuition, but with all the different like colors with the inclusions and like the rainbow aspect, to me there was a lot of moving parts to this. There's a lot to focus on. You may have had this chaotic like pulled in a bunch of directions kind of energy for a while, but you followed your intuition step by step. You took it one step at a time, and I'm hearing you bit off way more than you could chew, and you did it. And there's this energy of like you were the only one for the job and you did it. So your spirit guides are like, not only are they proud of you, I feel like your spirit guides are they're breathing a sigh of relief. I don't know what you did, but like you did something great. So let's get a hint for what's going to be going on for you this year. We have, oh, holy shit, the Moonstone. I'm not even fucking around. Okay, sorry. I used to try to hide my cursing, and I was like, why am I doing that? That's not authentic to me. I know I could get demonetized, but like, you know what? That's a different problem for when I have enough subscribers to worry about that problem. So until then, fuck it, if you will. But yeah, Moonstone. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Crown Chakra, Transcendence, card 1. You are starting a new beginning. Oh my God, I can't get over it. Can't get over it. Take a break. What the fuck? Okay. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Yes, you have earned a ding-dang break, my sweet. Building blocks, 28, reducing to a 10, which also reduces to a 1. Completion with 9. I can't make this shit up, you guys. I mean, I could, but not this well. Maya. Okay, I'm going to actually get a little... I'm going to get a little hint from the guidebook for this one because I'm still learning this deck. And then, oh, the White Owl. Yes. I'm going to also read from the guidebook because I'm still learning that deck. So for the White Owl, let's see what we got here. It's so cute. This is doing owl-y things. Oh my God. In this deck, they have the Harpy Eagle, but I always read it as the Hairy Eagle. And it's just in there. It's in my brain like that. Okay. So this is 59, reducing to a 5. Well, this is on page 59. The white owl has been a recurring symbol spanning thousands of years. Their white color is often associated with purity and youthfulness. The white owl embodies all species of owls' traits and readings, knowledge, wisdom, and exceptional insight. They have extraordinary long range vision for hunting prey. This ability to see through distance and time gives the reader a clear insight into what actions are needed when a message is delivered. No shit, dude, you guys. Okay, sorry. I've been doing this for years and it never ceases to blow my mind. Into what actions are needed when a message is delivered. In the Dreamscape Oracle, owls are messengers who carry critical communications in and out of the portals. The meanings here are time to undertake a new spiritual pursuit, ponder the cycle of life and death, darling. And then I'm going to be briefly kind of looking, I'm not going to read the whole thing from the guidebook for this because it's a little lengthy, but I'm going to look for keywords. Whee! Okay. So, some of the main themes of this card are all about detox, inner child healing, reclaiming sovereignty, and blessed opportunity. Okay, so I'm glad I looked at this. What I feel like a lot of you guys have been going through is, like I said, we have 10, which always reduces to a 1, right? 10s are the completion of a cycle, 1's the new beginning. I also like that we have a 1 here and we have a 9, so 1 and 9, again, being a 10, kind of an energy. You guys have been doing a lot of inner child healing, a lot of like trauma healing, as well as a lot of karmic healing. And the thing is that I think there's a lot in this life that you're aware of in terms of like where some of your problems or your patterns were stemming from. But I think what has made your healing journey exceptionally, again, with that kind of energy we had of a lot of moving parts, exceptionally challenging is that you've been doing a lot of ancestral healing. You've been doing a lot of past life healing as well. So it's not even things that you can connect to a logical, reasonable source in this lifetime. You're like, I don't know why, but there's this. I don't know why, but there's that. I'm getting South Node. So for some of you, you're doing South Node healing, integration, and release. And that's what's allowing you to finally move forward, because that was a pretty big hold. For some of you, Saturn movements have been really challenging. And, you know, as opposed to group 1, where I feel like Saturn's transit was probably challenging over the last 3 years, but did what it was meant to do. I feel like for you, any kind of like Saturn energy is kind of calling upon past life issues or other life issues. And for some of you, these aren't, like I said, even really your issues. These are generational karmic patterns that you are helping to break. But there's something here where I'm hearing the word tremendous. Like you did something tremendous here. I want to know what this is because I'm fucking nosy. I am nosy. So I'm spiritually nosy and regular nosy too. No, but it's like your spirit guides are cheering you on. Fuck, I'm cheering you on. Like, what's your secret? But you've been like restructuring. Yeah, the Queen of Cups, and look at all those peacocks. It's like you've accepted You know what I almost feel like? So the Queen of Swords in this deck as well has these doors behind her. They look different, but like they're the same basic structure. And we have the table in front here. And she's so happy, whereas the Queen of Swords is a little bit guarded in hers. There's this energy here of, first of all, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be a mother wound, or there could be a cycle of like bad mother to child relationships in your family, and that's what you've been working on. But where the Queen of Swords, the doors were closed, but they weren't blocked. Here they're blocked, right? I feel like there's something where there's like inner child wounds or generational wounds where you should have been unconditionally loved and accepted with this maternal energy. And with the peacock, celebrated as a beautiful divine being, a part of cosmic intelligence, of cosmic beauty lives in you, right? And there's something where I feel like you were abandoned, you were rejected, you were shut out at an early age, and this has affected your sense of self-worth. And I think you've been doing work around that. And this has this energy of like let's say you had like a self-worth wound and you had done all the healing work, you purged all your emotions, but you're still having trouble moving past it. And it's like, why is this so heavy? I've been doing all the work. Why is this still, why can't I let this go? It's because it's not just you. They're showing me like a bunch of water, like a dam breaking on the other side of the door, just bursting it open. It's not just your pain you've been carrying. It's not just your wound you've been sewing shut. It's a very deep wound. Like they're showing me a canyon now. Like it's a very deep wound. This has been from, I'm especially getting mother-daughter line, but it doesn't have to be. But this has gone from, especially mother, but it could be any parent. Like, but I'm going to say, I'm just picking up mother. So I'm going to say mother. Like mother to child, mother to child kind of a thing, right? Or like parent to child. And like hurt begets hurt. And that's what's been happening for generations. What's behind it? Yeah, the Five of Cups. There's been loss. There's been grief. And the Page of Wands reversed, right? There's something here where the Page of Wands is usually very creative, very adventurous. And there's something here where I feel like when you were showing up as your authentic self, you got shut out, you got abandoned, you got rejected. And this was that self-worth wound that caused all this grief and this feelings of pain. With the cups smashed on the ground here, it's like you offered your full cup of love to this person, to this parent, this caretaker, and they just like smashed it on the ground, right? And that doesn't have to be like they were violent or angry, but like they just rejected you, they abandoned you, they left you out in the cold to kind of like figure it out, right? And never really explained, never took any emotional accountability, which as kids we need, because we otherwise internalize it and take it to mean that we're not good enough. Yeah, Six of Cups reversed. This is not only a childhood issue, but this goes back to past lives. And with the white rose here, very, very pure love that was rejected. This is what you've been working through. So kudos on that. Yeah, exactly. 10 of Pentacles, Justice, and Death reversed. Yes, this is what I mean, dude. Okay, Libra here, Scorpio here. Yeah. This is something where these are generational patterns, right? 10 of Pentacles is something foundational, something that has been with you for a very long time or has the potential to be, right? So this is what you have inherited from your family, good and bad. Usually it's good, but in this situation, these are karmic family patterns, right? That you have inherited. And you finally, you broke some damn cycles with your inner child healing. With the big, the big star in the middle here, it's like you have reprogrammed your true north, right? You have reprogrammed the thing that guides you through this life. So if before, as a result of the wound, you've spent a lot of your time trying to prove yourself, trying to get validation, trying to get love. Now that you are healing that and you are coming to a state of completion in that, you are giving yourself your love, you are accepting yourself as you are, that is making it so you can have a new trajectory, right? You can have a new north, you can have a new guiding light in this lifetime. And not just for you, but this always, time is a construct of our human existence, not our spiritual one. So when we heal the wounds, we transmute that energy, our entire family line benefits, right? So I'll use an example from my own life. I have my own family stuff that I am working on, and I have siblings, and one of my siblings has really, really struggled a lot. And it seemed like they were just not able to really get into like a good groove, right, with their healing. And then I noticed, and I'm not saying this is because of me, but I think it's really interesting that around the same time, and the sibling and I we don't really hang out a lot, so it's not like I told them about what I'm doing and they kind of followed suit. But around the same time, they started like going to therapy and treating, their depression and like cleaning up their life a lot. And I'm really proud of them. It's hard work. And I noticed some of my other siblings started kind of finally like coming to terms with certain parts of their life. Like we all don't really, like, we talk a little bit, but we're all not like super duper like close, and we definitely don't talk about feelings all together for the most part. But it was so interesting to me because I'm like, we're all kind of separated, especially with the lockdowns. We're all like kind of separated from each other, not really talking a whole lot. And on our own, we all kind of like started taking some of the same steps, right? And like, this is what I mean is that not only do you benefit, but your family lineage benefits, even if it doesn't seem like that. I'm just taking a sip of my coffee. And I get that energy here. Like, this is a side note. A lot of you, I feel like, are excellent energy transmutators. And you've been doing this for a long time, many lifetimes, but you've been doing this entire lifetime. And I'm getting as a separate message, you don't even know how many lives you've touched. You don't even know how many people's lives are better because you were a part of them, even for a brief moment. So never think that just because you don't see the results, that your efforts are wasted, that your work is wasted, or that it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. Spirit keeps track of everything. Spirit is rewarding you. But clarifying this card, this is very much like family karmic patterns, and with death reverse, these are things that have gone for many lifetimes. They transcend death, and things that have been very, very long standing and haven't changed. This is what you are rebuilding. You're scrapping the old and you're starting fresh, which is absolutely amazing. We see this with completion, right? In this deck, as you can see, there are cards where the Merkaba is the same color as the background and ones where it's different. So when it's the same color, I take this to mean that your internal frequency is in resonant harmony with your external reality, right? Because when we raise our vibration, it's an internal process, and then there's almost like a ripple effect outward. And then when we start to see the changes in our external reality, we're doing the inner work, and now it's starting to ripple outward to your external reality. So because we have a lot of like tens, ones, endings, beginnings, and you're in the middle of this transitional phase, you might start to notice over this year that you're starting to see the ripple effect outward, where things are just ending left and right. People just fall out of your life. Things just fall away. Like trying to think of a good example of this. Like, let's say there's somebody that you've been kind of like, let's say there's a friend where you get along, but you guys kind of have the same sticking point that you guys always argue about, or it's like a power struggle. You have a hard time seeing eye to eye. And then let's say you guys have kind of like another little spat about it. And you're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm going to let them cool off. I'm going to cool off. I'm going to let them contact me when they're ready. And then they kind of never contact you, but you also don't really feel compelled to contact them. Things just like end abruptly, but you feel okay with it, right? You're at peace about it. And that's always the key factor here. When you're kind of like at peace with the whole situation, even if you're like, I should be upset about this, maybe I should check on this, that kind of seems like that would be a problem, but you feel peaceful about it, especially when you're getting into a calm space. However you feel when you're calm in that moment, that's usually your intuition talking. This is because those things are falling away. And I think especially in the second half of the year, you're going to see new things kind of start to sprout. But for a long time, because it's kind of reminding me of like the energy of the end of March, early April, where like sometimes, because I'm off in an area of the country with 4 seasons, sometimes there's like a little bit of snow on the ground and there's some grass, and maybe you see a little like seedlings of some new flowers sprouting. It's kind of like you have it all at once, right? You got a little bit of winter, little bits of, late winter, early spring. Now we got some spring popping up in this little patch. Like this year is gonna start to feel like, I'm hearing a bald patch. So like, imagine this is where like a bunch of things have ended and you expect a bunch of new things to just pop up and take their place. It's gonna move really slowly. And part of the reason why I would take a break, you guys are doing spiritual, like almost burnout recovery. You guys are doing spiritual, energetic recovery. So if you're feeling really, really tired and you don't know why, that's probably why. If you're I'm getting hyper focused on some things more than you normally would. Like, let's say you like to work out, you like to dance, you like to do a certain sport. And like you find you're like, that's like all I want to do lately. That's all I ever want to do. Or you have a hobby that's comforting to you and that's all you want to do. Like, let's say you crochet or something and you're just like, is this I feel like a lot of you are going to spend this year being like, wait, is this a problem? Am I just like this now? You're in a period of recovery. This is why the things that bring you peace, that bring you a sense of calm, that help you discharge old energy, like movement, like exercise, like dancing, all that good stuff. Some of you might just really get into just sitting and listening to music for hours. All of this is helping you process and discharge old energy. So keep doing it. It's not going to be like that forever, but you're on a break right now because you desperately need it. You've just like run a spiritual marathon here. So I want to know a little bit more about what this inner child healing was, to kind of like serve as confirmation for you guys. Oh, it's this card right here. Yeah. All right. Wait, is it this one? No, but it's this one. Okay. Sorry. It takes me a second to hone in there. Okie dokie. Yeah, we have the Seven of Wands beneath. That's right. Because this is the one where she looks like Sarah Jessica Parker. And where she's meditating in this card, that's not usually what the Seven of Wands looks like. I feel like you guys are just not in the struggle at all. You're being really encouraged to go within, even if you don't think you need it. Because you guys have been operating at such a high, like, energetic stress level for such a long time. That you might not even be aware of it, especially if you do a lot of work in the astral. You might not even be aware of like how much energy is going into other things. I'm almost getting this feeling of frustration of like, I used to be able to do this and this and this and this and this, and now I only have the energy to do like 2 things a day. What am I supposed to do here? It's temporary. It won't be forever, I promise. Ooh, the Chariot. So July. I don't know why I said that. July might be important. The Page of Swords. Yeah, and the Ten of Cups reverse. So this is Cancer's energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have the Ten of Cups reverse, so another 10. Exactly what I was talking about with the inner child healing. This is like, so, you know, as you can see, we have the black and white horses. And so for me, the Chariot, where it's all about will, success, victory, the Charioteer is so victorious because they've mastered their light and shadow sides, right? They've done the shadow work. They work with themselves, all parts of themselves, instead of against themselves or at the expense of part of themselves. This is what you've been doing. You've been mastering yourself. This is why you will be successful. This is with Cancer's energy, very much about home and family. We see this here with the Ten of Cups. And so for this inner child healing, I feel like what you're doing is, especially with the 2 birds, you're learning, you've been in this learning process about really like examining your family patterns, especially when it comes to communication and a sense of freedom. You've been really in this learning period about, because I feel like there's a lot of, with the Ten of Cups reversed, a lot of emotions, but also a lot of low-key dysfunction, right? You may have had very codependent parents where there's like, they may have loved each other, or like they may have really relied on each other and called it love, but there was a lot of codependency and a lot of toxicity. And I feel like this really impacted how you related to other people. And so this inner child healing has been all about this shadow work to try to find freedom, to try to find a sense of independence. And you've been in this learning process, and it's paying off because you did the work. You learned what you needed to learn about the situation. And this feels like, especially with the rainbow, almost like there's a lot of, it's interesting we're talking about that, a lot of moving parts. There was a lot to learn here. It's not just one thing. It's not just healthy communication. It's not just healthy interdependence. There was a lot of moving parts here, and you learned them. You learned all of them. Like, I'm hearing like, this is like crash course. You did like, this is like the equivalent of like, somebody getting their bachelor's and their master's together in like 3 years or something. Like you hauled ass here. Yeah, 8 of Swords reversed when I cut the deck, to set yourself free, to see things from a more enlightened perspective. Yeah, and then right under that was the High Priestess, Pisces energy. A lot of this, your spirit team's been working around the clock to support you and help you. Because there, whatever is here, there's a lot here. And this was, like I said, family lineage. This was not just for you, and it was not just like, you were carrying a lot of people's energy, a lot of weight on your shoulders, so to speak. But you've cleared that cycle. You're clearing it in the beginning of this year. And now it's time to take a break. I want to know what they would suggest for like best ways to find rest, advice about that. Because I feel like you guys need it more than you might realize. I want to look at this card but not take it. Okay, the Knight of Wands reversed. So I feel like a lot of you are feeling burnt out. You're set, yeah, exactly. The Four of Swords reversed at the bottom, and she's even sleeping in this one. A lot of you need I'm also getting adequate sunlight, so trying to get as much sunlight as you can is helpful, but a lot of you guys need to rest because you're feeling burnt out. Connecting with your creative passions may also be helpful, as well as traveling if that is something that invigorates you. Okay, so we have the King of Swords reverse, clarifying, and then the Four of Wands reverse. So there's something where, hang on, I'm just checking to make sure you guys can see all this. Sweet. There's something here where I feel like with the King of Swords, we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could refer to another person in your life, but I don't feel like for most of you it is. If this is another person, this is somebody you have a very close bond with. But I also feel like they might be either running parallel, like either their journey is like very similar to yours, but like almost has like a slightly different trajectory, or you guys were running parallel up until this point, and there's kind of this need to sort of keep your distance from them right now because they're still working on some of their lessons and still learning, and it's only going to like drain your energy. Again, for many of you, I don't feel like this is another person. This feels like this is about you. So in terms of suggestions for taking a break, a lot of this is mental energy and communication. I feel like a lot of you are in this place. So the Four of Wands reversed, when it's upright, this is like soul tribe, family, wedding, celebration, divine union. Reversed, this is where you're kind of on the surface, you're dismantling something that was really stable in your life, brought you a lot of happiness, right? And one of the nicer meanings of the Four of Wands reversed is like you are dismantling something that either used to bring you happiness or you thought it would. But there is an element of personal victory here because when you dismantle it, then you can find something. It's like you're claiming ownership of your happiness, right? You're saying like, I want this, I need this, this would be good for me right now. And so this is kind of almost like what I'm picking up on from before. There's going to be things that are just falling away from your life. And with the King of Swords reversed, this might not make sense for a little bit. You might kind of be like, the fuck is happening? And I feel like this is your team kind of letting you know these people, these situations are either falling out of your life because you've completed the contract with them. It's time to go in a different direction, or they are temporarily going in a different direction because they are still doing their own work. And you need to conserve as much of your energy as possible. You need to recuperate as much of your energy as possible. So there's very much this energy here of these two cards of do what makes you happy, do what brings you stability, do what brings you joy and what replenishes your energy, even if it doesn't make sense, or, you know, even if other people don't get it. Don't feel the need to explain yourself, right? This is like almost survival mode energy where it's like, right now, tend to yourself because you can't see it on the surface, but your energy has kind of like your energy has like taken one on the chin. Let yourself rest. That is why you're tired, right? Like medical issues aside, any potential like physical ailments that might be, part of like where it might be part of a physical ailment. If you're just inexplicably tired, always err on the side of caution, talk to your doctor rather than not. But like, if there's nothing physically wrong and you're just like, what the hell is going on? Energetically, you have taken a beating. Like you've rockied the shit out of this. So like, take a break. Don't feel like you need to explain yourself to anybody, right? The right people, when it's time to kind of come out of hermit mode, come out of the cave, the right people will be right there for you and they'll be understanding. And by that point too, I think you'll also have had more clarity. So it will be easier to articulate what was going on or why you needed to have some personal space or why you just didn't have the energy. So don't feel like you need to over explain yourself because the right people are going to get it. I want to know what all of this is leading you toward though, right? Especially with this being year of 7, right? And like what this is bringing you closer to. I love this already for you. Like I said, good job. This is a lot. It's not these ones. What is this bringing you to? No, it's not that one either. All right, so there might be an element of surprise here. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's the Queen of Swords reversed at the bottom. Again, there's like this, I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of fresh perspectives because this is like a whole new chapter. Everything you've been doing in your life up until this point, that's not going to be the way it is from now on. The point of your life, right? the North Star that you follow. The actual point of your life is shifting. So if the point of your life prior has been to do this healing, that would have been almost like, they're showing me a shark, so like single-minded focus driving you. And now if you've done this healing, you've completed this big cycle, the point of your life may very well shift to something else entirely, right? To building wealth, to having a family, to traveling, finding joy, whatever that is for you. The point of your life entirely is shifting. So like, there's no need to rush that because that's a big deal. Okay, yeah, the 9 of Pentacles. Oh my God. And the Hermit, I was like just saying, like, this is very hermity energy. We have another 9, so like, actually we have 3 9s. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. Perfect. So I'm almost picking up, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here and then these 2 reversed. We have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Virgo here, and then we have Jupiter energy, so kind of more Sagittarius and Pisces here. This, to me, these are what's to come. You are going to be, when the time is right, you are going to be entering into this beautiful new cycle where you're very spiritually empowered. You're going to be given an offer for an entirely new path. And with the Queen of Wands, this is going to be something that you've manifested. This is going to be something that you very easily attracted, right? Especially if you look at the Hermit, he's like got this, excuse my burp, this like patchwork kind of, it's not a cloak, but I'm forgetting the word for what it is I'm trying to think of. It kind of looks like a blanket. I'm going to say blanket for now. Like, he lives very simply, and that is healing for him, right? This is, what I'm seeing here is like, it's really interesting because these are like opposite images. But what I feel like this is that spiritually, you're going to be living very simply from now, like in this phase, right? You're going to be looking for the light, looking for spiritual enlightenment. And I think it's interesting we have the light source here, and they're both kind of beaming down. This period of time where you're taking a break, you're kind of taking a time out, this is a time for you to just enjoy yourself, your energy. You've been sharing your energy without realizing it for basically your whole life. And this is going to be a time where your energy is just for you, right? This is going to be as well a time where Spirit is blessing you with, I'm getting like these like little tokens of gratitude just kind of like rain down on you. So this would be like, this doesn't feel like there's anything huge yet. I think that's to come. But this is kind of like, that person in line in front of you pays for your coffee. This is like, you get a scratch ticket and you win like $100. Or like, these are like these lots of little tiny blessings, right? And this is because you're really spending this time surrendering yourself to Spirit. You've always been in spiritual service, but you're surrendering yourself to Spirit, surrendering yourself to, well, yourself. And you're in this period of healing, right? So Spirit's going to bless you with stability during this time. So if you need to take a break, take a rest, don't be afraid to do so, right? Or reduce maybe like the amount of work you do, reduce your hours if you can. There might be something where you're like, God, I want to go for this promotion, but I just don't have the extra energy right now. I'm too tired. I'm too burnt out. That's okay. Your opportunities will be there. Right now, it's a huge focus that you find time to rest, connect with your higher self, and connect with Spirit as you're recuperating from this massive undertaking. But with the Wheel of Fortune reversed and all the water flying out, it's not usually a fixture of this card. There's, you're going through this period of emotional and intuitive kind of purging right now, as well as intuitive upgrades, like your psychic skill sets are improving. I feel like you're also going to be getting into this place where you're kind of, you're going to be starting to manifest much more easily. So after, this is kind of talking about divine cycles. This isn't happening yet, but after this period of time, when it's the right time, you will experience this new beginning, and it's going to be very empowered. It's going to be a result of what you've manifested for yourself. You're going to be in this very attractive energy where you can just attract things to you left and right. So that's kind of what's up ahead. But this is going to be a year of like a lot of introspection. So I kind of just want to get a couple of cards, like what your spirit guides want to tell you about this, because this was a big deal. They're very proud of you. They're cheering you the hell on. Hell, I'm cheering you on. Like, that's amazing. The 5 of Swords reversed. Yeah, you've really had to struggle a lot with the people around you, particularly with communication. And there it is, the Queen of Cups. Yay. The 5 of Cups. Yeah, you've suffered a huge loss. The Three of Swords reversed. Oh, good. And the Two of Wands. So what they want you to know is you're kind of in this interim period right now. You've passed through the portal, right? You are in this healing phase, but healing is not always a linear process. So this is partially why you're being encouraged to take it slow. You've reached this Queen of Cups status with all the peacocks. You've become very, like, not only emotionally mature, grounded in yourself, but like, I feel like seeing your heart and soul as like an asset, seeing yourself spiritually and energetically is beautiful, right? So maybe you're very empathetic, and in the past you're like, oh, I was being such a sucker for this, I'm too soft. Like, you're not criticizing and chastising yourself just because you've put yourself out there vulnerably and experienced loss. You're not blaming yourself for it anymore. You're in this healing process. You're learning to love these parts of yourself. You're learning to love all parts of yourself. I'm also seeing that you're learning to treat your energy and your beautiful loving heart as like a sacred gift, right? She's got the closed doors behind her, so it's like not everybody gets access, and most importantly, the first person that gets access to your energy is you. And like, you're really learning from past cycles. You've learned all the lessons you needed to learn, and so if you're afraid of repeating the same cycle, they're saying don't be, because like you've already learned the lesson, and it's not going to go that way anymore. They're very, very proud of you. You've done amazing work. You should be proud of you. So I think that's just about everything I have for you guys. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for this reading for yourself, please feel free to go check out my shop link and DM me for a custom reading. I love you guys to pieces, and I will talk to you soon, okay? All right, bye. Hi, group 3. All right. So this is a very healing, grounding stone. As soon as I went to tune into the energy, I just had this, like, my mind just went blank. There's this energy of like, I don't know what to say. So I don't know if you guys are just like stunned by something, if somebody has communicated something to you and you just don't know how to respond, or if like you're trying to figure out how to communicate something, but there's that energy of like, I don't know what to say. It doesn't feel bad, but it just feels like there's a lot. I don't know. So let's take a look at your cards, because now you've piqued my curiosity. Aha! I'm actually being encouraged to leave this one reversed, and I don't usually do that. But this is card 9. We have Malachite with Uranus energy and eudaimonia, which I had to look up what that word meant when I got this deck, and it refers to a state of internal and external harmony, especially interpersonally, with the 2 pillars here. We will talk about it. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Oh boy. I'll do this one next. Fork in the road, 13 reducing to a 4. Okay. Pride, 19 reducing to a 10/1. Whoa, we have another 19 with rooted light. And ooh, the Knight. I'm going to read from the guidebook for this one and just go over the keywords for this one, because these are new decks for me. Right off the bat, if you were drawn to group 2 as well, you might want to check that out. There are some similar themes, but I do feel like they are distinctly different. One of which is in the journey that group 2 is on. You might be on a very similar journey, but not quite as far along. You'll see what I mean when we're talking about it. Because group 2 also had a lot about ancestral patterns and healing. But theirs was kind of more like they've overcome something massive. And I feel like you guys are still in progress here. So for the Knight, just finding it in the book. Come here, little buddy. There it is. So this is card 50, or excuse me, page 15. So that reduces to a 6 in case that's important for you. But it says, the Knight transports deep, dark, dreamy scents with him. He moves slowly and effortlessly through the streets. His incense spills from the censer, coloring the air with its perfume. The smoke hangs thick in the air, blanketing the world in darkness. The night wears the stars at his waist. Each speck twinkles with his movement, blinking in and out with each step. He wears a head wrap filled with the colors of the sky. The cover appears white at the top and then darkens into the daytime glow cast by the sun. He walks everywhere, bringing dreams and nightmares to everyone as the day falls away to meet the shadows. Meanings here are don't be afraid of the dark, greet the shadows. Okay, and then I'm just grabbing the keywords for this bad boy. If I could pick it up. If I could pick up the book. All right. So it's new cycle, wake up call, mastery rising, time of influence, inner fire rising, emotions fully released, expression, no holding back. Okay, that's why I was getting the I don't know what to say. So there's a situation, I feel like this is with one other person in particular. I'm going to pull about it in a second. But with eudaimonia being that state of inner and outer harmony, you and this person are acting out not only childhood patterns, but these are very deeply held generational patterns. And it's now creating this like, it doesn't feel like it's chaos, but it feels like it's this stagnant, stuck, sticky energy, right? This is harmony. This is like, especially where malachite is a stone of the heart chakra, there's emotional restlessness and discontent between you and this person. And this has everything to do with a sense of power, but also expression. One or both of you is being very prideful. And with so we have cards in this deck where you can see where the Merkaba is a different color in the background and cards where they're the same. So when it's a different color, or when it's the same color, excuse me, I take that to mean that your internal frequency is in resonant harmony with your external reality. And when it's different, this is like you're still doing the inner work, but you haven't seen the manifestations of it in your external reality, or you're not done yet. So with this being red and purple, root to like third eye crown chakra kind of area, this is trying to still kind of come into balance with your earthly selves and your spiritual selves. One or both of you, I feel like both of you are learning lessons right now, especially around communicating and vulnerability, to try to bring you closer to your higher selves. And the issue here is with the red, a fear of not being accepted, a fear of instability and insecurity. Like if I express my authenticity, if I go for what I want, if I say what I really am thinking, I will be rejected, I will be unsafe, right? And I don't think these are conscious thoughts necessarily, but this is what is motivating, what's powering. They're showing me a motor on a boat, like a little like speedboat. This is what is powering this set of behaviors, and it's like your wounds are what's powering the way this relationship is going. That's what's in control. And this is why with Fork in the Road, we have 13, which is very much that death card energy. You guys are being encouraged to transform. This is why you guys have been brought into each other's lives. You're being encouraged to transform, but the issue being is that I feel like you're both really having a hard time communicating, or like fully communicating or coming to some kind of understanding. Even on this card, he is like half naked, right? Nakedness always implies vulnerability. It's like you guys have gotten halfway there, but not really, or maybe one of you is and the other one isn't. I want to know more about this person. This kind of feels divine union-y, but let's see what comes out. And I want to do something like cut the deck. It's this one, actually. Is it that one? Oh, it's that one. I do want to look at it though. 10 of Swords. Yeah, there's been either a very painful ending here, or that's what's making you guys afraid. But the 8 of Wands at the bottom, I do feel like there is communication. 3 of Wands beneath that. Somebody's waiting to talk. Somebody wants to talk. I feel like one person needs to express themselves and the other person's waiting. So again, there's this energy of like one person's already put it out there and the other one hasn't. And this is because you guys have different lessons that you're trying to learn. But let me just kind of see what's going on here. The 9 of Pentacles, okay. The Hermit, okay. And the Empress reverse. This is what I mean. You guys have different lessons. So you're both kind of in hermit mode. I don't know. We have 9, 9, and a 9 here. I don't know if you guys are talking at all, but I feel like one of you has lessons to learn about very much enjoying your time alone. I feel like this is very likely you, my lovely viewer. This is when especially if you're in separation with this person, whoever they might be, does not have to be romantic. There's been, like, part of this process has been all about you learning to stand on your own. And so for you and this person, for you, what might be happening here is that you might be being encouraged to, like, again, if, you know, with this image, if you've already kind of bared your soul, you've already put it out there, you've made it known, you might be being encouraged then to just release the situation. There's something here where the smoke hasn't fully cleared. And you might be kind of wondering, like, what else can I do? What else is happening? You can't do anything else, right? You can, like, sorry, I don't know why. I used to say this about somebody, and it's popping up in my head now, where I was like, at the time, I was like, I don't know what else to do. I could lead a horse to water, but I can't make it text me back. Like, that's kind of the energy here, is that you may have been trying to model for this person, set the tone, hoping they would then reciprocate. And for you, there's something, the lesson here is about learning to just be really comfortable in your own energy and, like, trust that the universe is going to bring you, like, the more you're in harmony within yourself, the more the universe will bring harmonious relationships and individuals into your life, right? Now for this other person, I feel like there's this huge emphasis here. We have Taurus and Libra, by the way, a lot of earth energy. There's this huge emphasis here on seeing themselves as worthy, right? The Empress is like all four queens of the tarot in one, but it's reversed here. And there's this energy of, like, not seeing that they have all these great qualities. You may have told this person all these wonderful things about themselves a million times. Like, again, you know, you can scream I love yous until you're breathless, but if they're not hearing you, if they're deaf to what you're saying, it's not getting through, right? They are literally not receiving it. This person's very blocked to receiving. I think they're very focused on their material abundance. They might not be making the connection that if they are blocked to receiving, their material abundance is going to be so-so. This person's struggling to connect with spirit and struggling to connect to their authentic self. I think you both are, but in very different ways. This person also has a lot of pride. Because I think deep down, this person knows they've got Empress, regardless of gender. They have, like, Empress qualities. They are a great manifester, right? They're an abundant person. With all the pomegranates, I feel like this person's been through many changes. And they might just be in this place where they are, like, exhausted. And they're like, I'm not ready to change anymore. I've already been through so much shit. I can't do this again. And they've kind of closed themselves off. And I feel like this person that you're dealing with has a lot of trouble communicating. And you might as well. I almost get the sense that you might be kind of almost done with this situation, but you haven't communicated that to this person. You haven't been like, hey, this is, you know, once and for all, this is how I feel. I need to know how you feel because I need to move on. That might be something, I'm hearing that might be a card you've got in your back pocket. You're holding on to that for later. And I'm sensing that's largely out of fear. This feels like a very complicated situation. So let's find out more because I'm nosy. This one. Okay. Two of Swords reversed. Yeah, a decision needs to be made. Absolutely. And then the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, somebody's afraid to take action. You might both be. So you might be afraid to take action away from this person, being like, you know what, I've waited for you for long enough, or like, I'm tired of this chaos, this instability. I want to look at this card. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, I've put in all the work I can possibly put in here. This image in this deck is on the Wheel of Fortune card. So it's like, I've done everything I can do here. I'm just going to leave this. We have a little man bun, so maybe somebody's got a man bun. It's like, I've done all the work I can do in this situation. And so, like, I literally have no other recourse than to just let it go. And there's something where I feel like even though you've mostly surrendered, there's like some little part of you that's still sort of holding on to what if, or holding on to hope. And I think you're learning to kind of just like slowly let that recede into the background. But there's still some part of you that has questions. And so you're trying to make a decision about whether or not to close the book on it entirely. And I feel like this person's being urged to make a decision about what they want with you and from you, but also like this is, because this is about you, but it's also about something within them, right? We have the bandana, or excuse me, the blindfold over her eyes is red in this deck. Red is always the color of destiny for me, right? It's like this person has a very, very hard time trusting their intuition and trusting spirit, right? They have a hard time taking the spiritual path because there's such a huge fear. They may have suffered a significant loss at a critical point in their lives, and it's like, oh, I listened to my intuition about this person before, and it kicked my ass into another dimension. And there's this energy where it's like, I can't do that again. Not even I don't want to, I can't. This person feels like they can't handle another heartbreak. They can't handle another like tower moment right at this point in their journey. But the thing is, they've been sitting in this energy for so long where they're afraid to live life because life has bitten them in the ass before. And it's like, that's part of life though, right? And trusting spirit is not, when we trust spirit and we trust ourselves because we are an extension of spirit, we are an extension of divine wisdom. It's not trusting and saying, oh, I believe nothing bad will ever happen, but it's trusting and saying, oh, you know what? I believe that anything bad that happens will set me up for something even better later. I believe that anything bad that happens can be turned into something good. I believe that anything bad that happens will serve a purpose. It's not just to like screw with me. And this person hasn't developed that sense of trust. They're very fear-based. And that's what they're being encouraged to work on right now. So they also, with that kind of image we saw earlier of the like ghostly Wheel of Fortune image, they might be having to kind of right now, they might be like at the mercy of spirit. And they're having to make a decision with fork in the road. Do I want to trust this or not? We got the owl here and the monkey here. And it's kind of like, do I want to trust my intuition, my wisdom, or do I want to trust my kind of like monkey brain, right? My human self. And so they might have a lot of Gemini placements because Gemini refers to that kind of like push-pull between the human and the divine within us, you know, between fear and love, and between, you know, trust and fear, essentially, like trust and mistrust. And that might be like, that's what they're working on. So it is about the relationship with you, but it's about a lot more. And it's not personal to you, even though it's very personally like, it's not personally about you, even though it feels very personal to you. Okay, yeah, the Seven of Wands reverse. This is the Sarah Jessica Parker card. Judgment reverse. I'm not surprised. The Nine of Swords reverse. And the Strength reverse. Okay, so this feels like a messy situation. I can see why you guys are struggling. Leo energy here. So what's happening is they are having a wake-up call. The butterflies are having a transformation. Spirit has called judgment on them, right? Saying like, all right, we've given you all the lessons we can give you in this round, right? You're at a fork in the road. That's very judgment energy. Like you've had the lessons, you've had the experience. These almost look like little mummies. It's like, so they may have, this isn't the first connection they've had this difficulty and they've had this struggle with. You're not the first person that they've really like struggled to evolve with. And so it's kind of this energy of like, okay, you've had the learning experiences. You've had, you know, the people come into your life to teach you, to guide you. You've had the karmic lessons to help, you know, to help you learn. You have all the information in front of you, and yet you still doubt yourself. What are you going to do about it, right? With the Seven of Wands reversed, this person is normally in the cards, one person fending off 6 wands. In this one, she's meditating. And that's the thing. It's kind of like surrender to spirit. That's what this person is being heavily encouraged. We have Jupiter here. So it's very similar energy, heavily encouraged to do. And again, we also have this, you know, this Uranian energy here, which can be kind of that like sharp left turn, surprise kind of energy. I feel like Spirit's just hitting them with surprise after surprise. I don't think it's all bad either, but it's just like, it's just things are changing. It's a domino effect. Things are falling apart and falling away. New things are falling together. And I think no matter whether it's good or bad, your person's just scared because they need that sense of control. They are terrified to not have it. So what Spirit's trying to do is get them to surrender to Spirit. This person that you're dealing with, you both are very spiritually attuned. You have purpose here. You have big purpose. And I think you're a lot more aware of that. And even if you stumble and fall on your path, you're an avid learner. Your person has hit a blockage where they're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. But they have to. They really, really have to. And it's only going to get louder and louder and louder until they heed the call, because this person's got spiritual work to be doing in this lifetime. And I think they kind of started the journey and then something has happened in their learning process that's just shut them down. So what Spirit's trying to do is help them work through this anxiety about surrender, right? And really tap into their inner strength, right? Their kind of inner child, that belief that like things are going to be okay, right? This little girl's just hanging out with this lion, not even giving a shit. Not fazed, not worried at all, because she trusts, she believes. And this is what Spirit's trying to help this person with. But I feel like this has now become very imbalanced where like you're doing your work, and now you're contemplating, do I just shut the door on this because this person seems like they're not catching up. I want to know though, so this is talking about year of the 7th. I do feel like progress in this situation is coming forward, and I want to know what that will look like. I do feel like this person is going to feel compelled to talk to you about some of this. It really is going to revolve around when and the extent to which they will express and what they're going to want to do about it. I also feel like for you, once you get that clarity with fork in the road, this will help you make decisions about what you want next. Yeah, Emperor reversed at the bottom, Aries energy. So you could have Aries in your chart. They could. And then at the top is the Sun. So Leo, a lot of fire energy here. You and this person, especially with the Sun, like you and this person, you're very similar at the soul. There's a lot of love here with the Malachite. That this is what keeps you both coming back. This is why, right? This is the sugar that you put the medicine in. You guys love the shit out of each other. And that's the reason, like, Spirit's doing the carrot and stick thing. Like, you want each other. You want to be around each other. You love each other. Okay, you're going to have to do the work. And, like, that's why I feel like both of you have had these sticking points that either it's been very hard for you to learn these lessons or you haven't wanted to do it. There's also a lot of generational karma, curses, and the inertia of generational patterns behind these behaviors. That's why it's so intense. So we have the 7 of Cups. Yeah, this is exactly the energy. She's like, oh shit, I bought so many cups full of beads. 6 of Cups reversed. Yep. This is also past life energy coming in as well as inner child healing. Ace of Cups, beautiful. Okay, the Knight of Swords reversed. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. And then the Knight of Wands reversed. So we have air and fire energy potentially. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What I feel like is, I like that we have the little lotuses here. We have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is enlightenment here, right? 6 of Cups reversed, 7 of Cups. There is this, like, you guys are working through these childhood patterns, some of which have followed you in from a past life. Chiron energy kind of showing up here with the intersection of those two things. And it does create confusion, right? And confusion for you, like, are you the person? Are you part of my soul tribe? Are you somebody I should hold on to, right? Because you see the beauty with all the gems here. It's like you see the beauty in everything you could have with this person. You see the beauty that their heart contains. But it's like you can't figure out what's real and what's not. You can't figure out what's solid and what's not, right? What's an illusion and what's not. This person, again, is terrified. If they make a choice, they are terrified of the wrong choice because they don't trust themselves, they don't trust spirit, and they are hurting very, very, very badly from past situations that have just like blocked them off to love. I'm getting like a lot of like hot and cold behavior. Like this person might be a great manifester. So they might manifest all of these things into their life and then they don't trust it. So they kind of are like, whoop, okay. And like when we manifest something in, we, put out the intention, we take steps toward it, we call it in, and it comes to us, and any blockages that are in the way, if we're here, right, our thing is here, any blockages in the way have to be dealt with. We have to be prepared to do the work to receive and maintain our manifestations. That's this person's problem. I was actually talking about this on TikTok a few weeks ago. That's one of this person's problems. Phenomenal manifester. We saw that with the Empress. But with all the pomegranates, like, I think we saw, is it? I don't know if I'll be able to find it in a reasonable amount of time. All right, I'm getting impatient. I won't. But we saw all those pomegranates earlier, right? Pomegranates are a symbol of death and transformation. This person's done this many times where they just call things into their life, and then it comes time to do the work, and it's too overwhelming and scary for them, so they abandon it. And then they wonder why they're not abundant, right? They're like, they feel it because it's in their energy, but they're not doing the work to ground it and maintain it, and that's been the problem for them consistently. That's what they're coming to terms with, and this is also why there's probably a lot of changes taking place in their life right now. Spirit's trying to show them that, like, control, especially with the Emperor reversed at the bottom. Yeah, because beneath that we have the 10 of Swords. Hang on. 10 of Swords, 3 of Cups reverse, 10 of Cups reverse. That was the thing that caught my attention, so I want to see what was between those. Yeah, this person has, like, experienced some really serious heartbreak, either in their own family, with a past, like a past partner, or both. It's just really impacted their sense of being able to connect to other people authentically. Like, they don't trust their discernment. So this is what's been going on. You both are going through this heart awakening. I like how we have the water being poured out or poured in, and it's also poured out. This is where there's reciprocity and flow of emotional energy. So this is what you can expect. At the very least, there will be a healing here. Now, I kind of want to know why these two knights are reversed, right? These can be about messages, about movement forward, and they're both reversed. So like, kind of want to know, again, there's an element to which this is still hanging in the balance. Okay. The Page of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, okay. And then, all right, both wanted to come out. The Ten of Swords and the Three of Cups. So what I think this is about is that, oh, nice, the Six of Wands is at the bottom. What I think this is really about is that what you can expect in this situation is you can at the very least expect closure. This person is going to, with the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, communicate to you their past, right? With these two cards. We saw this show up before. Ten of Swords, Three of Cups reversed. They're going to talk to you about what's happened and why they've been behaving the way they have. If there is any like third party energy, they have gotten rid of that. They're going to talk to you about that. But they're going to be communicating this to you, right? Because they do want you to understand they do have a lot of love for you, but they also, I think they're also coming to terms with how deep their issues might run, and that healing it will be a slow process. If you want to, I think at the very least, you're going to get closure. You're going to get a sense of this harmony that you have been denied. So with fork in the road, that might be part of your decision once you do get this communication. Heavy emphasis on like winter into spring. So wintertime might be important. Springtime might also bring important changes. You will at the very least get clarity. You will get clarity and understanding as to why things have been the way they are in order for you to make a decision about what you want moving forward. I think if you want to be back in union with this person, whatever that might mean for you, you have to be prepared. These are the two fastest knights in the deck. You have to be prepared that this is not going to be a rush in. This is going to take hard work if you want this. This is going to take time. You'd have to be patient because your person's breaking these very long held patterns. It's not just about this lifetime. It's about past lifetimes. It's about back to childhood. This person is, I don't want to say just starting their journey, but I think you're much farther ahead. So I feel like this is like, it's not a no, but the information you need is on its way to you so you can make a decision, and at the very least to restore harmony, because this person does want you in their life no matter what. I want to know if you choose to not wait around for this person or this situation, I want to know what's up ahead as a result. Because I feel like you guys have some options. I want to look at this but not take it. Okay, yeah, the Magician reversed. Yeah, you guys are in the process of manifesting something. Judgment reversed at the bottom, and this is partially why this needs to come to some type of resolution so you can make a decision about what you want to manifest. But if you choose to move on from this person or situation entirely, Nine of Swords reversed, Strength reversed, and the Six of Wands. Nice. So if you choose to move on from this person entirely, I feel like it will initially feel like a loss with the Strength card reversed, right? You're going to feel like, I waited, I was really patient, I invested so much into all this, and it just didn't pan out. It might help you release a little bit of anxiety because you're not going to be waiting around for this person or wondering anymore. Especially if you kind of had like these sort of like swirling thoughts, like with the swords here, these like cyclical thoughts. You're going to kind of be getting out of those cycles, right? You're not going to be circling the drain of your own mind anymore. And that's going to be a good thing. But there's almost like a little bit of letdown here, right? But I think what your team wants you to know is that this will also free you up to pursue victory, right? You're also going to get the recognition and the validation that you deserve from this person. So if you guys used to fight a lot, you know, this would be like, you know what, you called me out on XYZ. I didn't see it at the time, but you were right. I should have listened. Or I'm sorry I was so resistant to this change. Like, I want to make the change now. Can you help me? Or, you know, can I talk to you about it? Will you be there to help support me? There is going to be that. But what I'm seeing mostly with a bow and arrow here, well, there are arrows, but you know what I mean, is that it might feel initially kind of like a relief and a loss at the same time, but you will have victory no matter what, right? We saw that Magician popping up. Wherever you kind of set, you know, bows and arrows always make me think of your intention. Wherever you set your intentions, you launch that arrow, you will be successful. So this information will be given back to you as a way to put the power back in your hands and let you decide what you want for yourself. And with that 9 of Pentacles we saw earlier, I think that's part of your healing process, is making those decisions for yourself. I just want to pull a couple really quick cards to close us out about what your spirit guides want you to know about this. Because you both are learning to trust spirit and trust yourselves as an extension of spirit. Yeah, we have justice at the bottom. Karmic cycles and justice are being served, right? Any karmic cycle between the two of you is coming to a close. Justice, and your team really wants you to know there was a lot of purpose to this. This was not just for shits and gigs. Like, you're a really pivotal player in this person's life, and that doesn't excuse crappy things that have happened. But it's not just, it's not just for giggles here. Like, their life, it's like a card I made in my oracle deck. It says, my life will always be divided up into 2 big parts, before I met you and after. You're that midpoint. You're part of that midpoint experience for this person. You are a pivotal person in this person's life. You may have, this person might feel like you literally saved them or saved their life. Like maybe they were heading down a path they were not meant for, that was just not good for them, and they met you and it woke them up enough that they wanted to make a different choice, even if they gave you a headache and a half about it first. This person's life will be a better place because you were in it. Make no mistake. Your guides need you to know that. So, words of advice. Death reverse. Yep. Judgment reverse. Whoo, holy Pluto, Batman. And the World. Yeah. You and this person have known each other multiple lifetimes. You guys help each other every lifetime. You help each other awaken. I would not be surprised if you guys, because look at all the little mummies. You guys have just, you've known each other forever. You wake each other up. There's the flute here, so music might be important here. But you guys have woken each other up many times before. And this person's very loyal to you at the soul. This is this energy of no matter who's the awakener in each time you meet up, no matter how it looks, this person's no matter what you need, even if you and this person go your separate ways and you don't talk for 20 years, in 20 years, you could be losing your house, you could be getting a divorce, you could be having health problems. You look this person up, you call them, you ask for help, they'll drop what they're doing to come help you. And this is built up over lifetimes because you guys do the hard work together. This person loves you very much. And you guys are helping each other close out very big cycles so you can move forward in your life. Don't be afraid of the change. There's no need to resist the change. Everything's going according to plan. And this cycle is closing so you guys can have something new, whether together or separately on your own journeys. So I think that's everything that I've got for you guys today. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below and DM for a custom reading. It's been an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to read for you today, and I hope I get to again very soon. Take care, love bugs. Bye.